Have you heard the fact that if you swallow gum, it's gonna clog up your intestines? Well, that is not really true, but when you swallow gum, it does come out of you mostly in one piece, and it takes quite a few years to decompose after that. But fear not, my plastic pooping friends, there's a solution that you have all been waiting for. A plastic-free, vegan and biodegradable gum that is made right here in Copenhagen. Today, we're going to be looking at True Gum, a company that creates tasty artisan chewing gum for the people of Europe and licorice flavor strictly for those Scandinavian weirdos. Let's roll the intro. Whoa, this is even less effort than the last time. Welcome to Brand Review, where I take a look at interesting brands and we go through a whole lot of different elements of their businesses because I'm a brand designer and I love this kind of stuff. At the end of this video, I will also be giving some unsolicited advice to the company because they didn't ask for it. We will go through on all these topics. This is not a product review and True Gum doesn't even know that I'm making this video, so unfortunately it is not sponsored. But you should totally subscribe because I will be making more of these videos and they're just gonna be the best. True Gum is a Danish company whose founders had enough of chewing on artificially flavored bike tubes, so they set out to create something that is just better for the planet. They started off in 2017, and I'm old enough to remember back to those years because it was literally 5 years ago. They are based out of Copenhagen, and while they sell gum on their website, luckily that is not a limiting factor anymore. As of now, they are available in more than 15,000 different stores across Europe, and some in the UAE and Australia. It seems to me that their big turning point towards success was in 2019, when they blew up from selling in 250 to 5,000 stores, and they switched their social media communication from Danish to English during that summer. While the four founders' partners might have started this whole thing in their little kitchen, now they have a full-on state-of-the-art chewing gum factory here in Glostrup. It wasn't just the size of the company that kept growing. They have also extended the product range from chewing gums to first mints, to very recently into his throat lozenge. Lozenge? 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 To put it simply, they're growing like crazy. If you have a good idea, others are gonna copy it, or you are copying others. Either way, good products have fierce competitors, and True Gum ain't no exception to this. I am based out of Europe, so I'm looking at competitors that are available over here. I know that Simple Gum is very similar to True Gum, but we cannot get it over here, so let's start with a competitor that True Gum doesn't have to worry about that much anymore, at least here in Denmark: masks and distancing. As I was researching for this video, I found this funny little stat that during the height of the, you know what, gum sales have dropped 30% worldwide due to people wearing masks, not going out and keeping their distance. While this period might have caused some sales to drop for True Gum as well, it helped them out with their mission and reducing plastic chewing gums in circulation. Win some, lose some, right? As for the second competitor, I looked at an obvious choice, such as Choosy from the UK, which is a very similar product to True Gum. But considering that the recent meteoric rise of True Gum, I thought I can compare them to a much bigger brand, such as Stimorol, which is a typical chewing gum that is literally unavoidable here in Denmark. Stimorol just recently released a natural gum that is definitely going after the low-hes market, and I see it in all the supermarkets that I shop at. So looking at these two brands, they're both natural, sugar-free and vegan. Both available at many stores across Denmark. Price-wise, they are roughly the same depending on where you buy them from. But it is important to point out that you can buy 3 packets of regular Stimorol compared to the natural version. But as for the direction where the brands are headed, they feel like night and day. Stimorol's communication efforts seem to be all over the place, but True Gum has a very clear angle that they are taking. From where I'm standing, True Gum is the David to Stimorol's Goliath, but this David is rapidly catching up to the big one. So who buys chewing gum? Well, in my previous brand review video, I already used up my super funny people with teeth line. But for gum, it is also a bit of a prerequisite that you have mouth bones. So yeah, it is another product for the ones with teeth. I mentioned that 2019 seemed to be a huge year for True Gum, and this meant a massive shift for the segmentation too. Prior to 2019, at least here in Denmark, they were mostly available at health food stores where vegans go to get their gluten-free carrots, and also in a handful of fancy supermarkets and some random stores. But this has shifted greatly, as nowadays they are available in most supermarkets here in Copenhagen. To me it seems that their target is the low-hes market, the young, eco-conscious and more of the cool hip crowd. Also, their price point being a bit higher than regular gum put them at a risk of not reaching the masses yet, but their product placement in the supermarkets, mostly near the registers, means that a lot of people get to see them in real life, in the perfect spot, and make a spontaneous purchase decision to try them out. Another good indicator of interacting more with the younger segment is that they have like 40,000 people on Instagram, 29,000 on TikTok, whereas only 6,000 on Facebook. And we all know that all the young people have left Facebook, right? Oh, in Germany, they seem to be aiming hard at my southern neighbors. And how do I know this when I can only say one useful sentence in German? Ich habe eine Katze. Well, because a lot of their social media posts are not just in English, but also in German. And they had a €1 million investment round from a VC based out of Germany. So this positioning is not that shocking, really. If I look at what content they are putting out there online, it is clear that they are after the young people. But why is it so clear? Well, I will talk about it in the next part of this video. This is the next part of the video. A weird transition this was. I mean, look at the website. The fonts, the packaging, the art direction, the illustrations, and the playfulness. It is clearly not aimed at my grandma. And if you know why I'm saying this, then you have probably seen my previous brand review video. The packaging and the visual branding has gone through quite a bit of change throughout the years. They started out with something like this, and then this, and now in 2022, this is how the product looks like. I love these little packs. I think the design is super cool with these hand-painted field illustrations. The lovely colorful images with a nice logo type on top of them is just great. They definitely pop in the stores amongst the other chewing gums on display. There are no flashy, weird 3D designs and shiny silver prints like on many other regular gum products. But I must say that I can see a lot of similarities with Simply Gum's packaging, which has been around a lot longer than True Gum has. You know, this might be completely coincidental, and they always say that great minds think alike, right? I think True Gum is a really good example of how to do simplistic design extremely well. Their visual language is fairly minimalistic, but it is super clear and playful, and as a result of that, the whole brand just feels effortless. I really love their visuals. Yeah, so plastic-free gum is quite a fresh product that is challenging norms that have been a part of our lives for a while now. Therefore, True Gum has chosen to go down the path of educating their segment on why they are a better alternative for the old style of gum. Apparently many people, including me, didn't know that when you buy a regular gum, you're literally chewing on a piece of plastic that could have been a car tire or a plastic bottle, and that is not a very great thought. True Gum's whole identity and mission is based around this idea that plastic gum is not just bad for you, but it is also bad for the environment, and they do educate a lot in many different ways. There are small fun nuggets of educational content all over their Instagram and website, and while this type of communication might be the norm for a brand coming out with an innovative product, they also tried out some more drastic types of teachings. Like when they went to Berlin and bought up a whole lot of plastic chewing gums from the stores to show people how bad those are for them. Their visuals are so strong that it makes people stop and look, both at their online content and also at their products in store. And when people stop to read it, the fun, educational and friendly tone just really brings the messaging home. They are clearly putting up a comparison between buying a regular chewing gum and their own products. And while they call out the problem with plastic gums, they are not preachy or judgmental, rather just trying to show that there are new and better alternatives out there for everyone. Is carpet bombing the market and being everywhere the way to go for a chewing gum brand? Yes. Unless they have some serious dietary restrictions, a customer won't be going out of their way to buy gum. They just want to grab it at the most convenient place. So it makes a lot of sense that True Gum is so aggressively expanding into more and more physical stores. And now they have their sights on travel retail, like airports, which is an annoyingly smart strategy. It is annoying because coming up with this unsolicited advice was quite tough, as from my standpoint, True Gum is just doing extremely well out there right now, and all the research that I've done from my couch has its limits. But I might have something that they can look into. What if True Gum starts going after a few boutique fast food franchises, such as Jagger or Halifax Burgers here in Copenhagen? You know, you eat a burger and some fried onions, you might want to get some help with your breath. I'm aware that they were available at a few random eateries such as California Kitchen already, but considering how big True Gum is at this point, they can't go door to door to each eatery in Copenhagen. They need to do this at a scale. But before they start approaching some of these major food franchises such as McDonald's or Starbucks with a collaboration, they could go after these more boutique type of fast food joints as a test run and see how the product performed. I would also love it if they could somehow break into pharmacies, specifically with their throat lollies. I am one of the vegan kinds, and I really feel like a clear labeled plant-based natural lozenge is missing from the pharmacies, especially during those cold winter months when we all get a bit sickly. Pharmacy is really lacking vegan products here in Denmark. Maybe there's a gap there. I think from this video it was pretty clear that I really like this brand. And I'm so amazed by all their efforts and their very much deserved successes. Their growth is remarkable in an industry that has been on a decline for quite a while now. Plus the whole you-know-what in the past 2 years didn't seem to slow chewing gum down. Aside from the fairly similar looks to Simply Gum, I honestly cannot point out a single thing that I can see as a problem for them. So let's give them a 5 out of 5 used but biodegradable piece of gum on my completely random scale. What a great brand this is. And what a great channel. Do you have any brands that you would like me to make a video about? Let me know in the comments, maybe I can dig something up. Maybe you could also subscribe and like this video, because I'm obligated to say this. Thanks for watching the video. First try. I'm just waiting for you to subscribe.